Starting off with that odd warm reception. Current start date is 48554.7. Cadet Vogel continues her academy training after nearly getting caught by her instructors in an attempt to help a fellow cadet. Cadet Kyl? Right? There's no. Garibaldi, Cadet Garibaldi, we'll just go with that, is wrapping up his survival training in the Australian Outback. Lieutenant Arif's journey to Earth is on schedule, and expected to speak in the coming days at the Academy on the life and daily activities of Starfleet officers on the frontier. And Dr. Mountain, along with his fellow shipmates, are on the USS Portland, are looking for a bit of shore leave on Earth as the Portland comes to port. And with that, we will start the first scene out in the Australian Outback. And it would help if I actually added sound effects to these.
Oh, I found the beach.
Yeah, unfortunately, that you're not a lieutenant. You are a cadet. Yes, Garibaldi, you find yourself finally, as you were wandering through the Australian Outback, and as you headed to the coordinates for your extraction, you find yourself alone, and you realize you might be the first one here out of your group.
That can't be right. Where is here? Is that an accurate picture?
That is an accurate picture.
Fantastic. I'm going to clean up in the beat in the surf a little then.
You're going to the water?
Yeah, as long as I don't see any sharks, I'm good.
I mean, inside security difficulty 1. Gain a momentum. Off in the distance, you don't see any sharks, but you think you might see maybe mammals or perhaps some dolphins out there. They're a little far south for this time of year.
Oh, right. And Garibaldi's going to strip down and clean up a little in the beach, in the surf. I'm going to check carefully for a resort. Is there a resort in the area?
No, it is actually very hot. You could literally feel the sun basking upon your skin.
Can I include sunscreen in my hastily packed pack?
Unfortunately, you used all of it up.
That was another reason to get in the water then. At least I can cool off in the surf.
You know what? I'll spend the 2 threat for this. Why not? It's a good idea. You head down into the water, and as the water comes up, it's the ice cold. I mean, it's kind of refreshing, but at the same time, it stings from all the sores that are on your body.
Darn salt water. I'll take a moment. I'll get used to it. It'll be fine.
You take 2 stress.
So you should be able to desalinate.
As you're cooling off in the surf, give me insight, con or security difficulty 2.
Whew. I'll give you a threat for bold.
Okay.
And then I'll re-roll the 0.
gaining momentum. Um, despite the not so abundant of wildlife in this area, you hear off in the distance, "Hello," and it's very faint. You can barely make it out. What do you
Uh,
do?
I will yell out, "The water's fine. Come on in."
And coming down the ridge is another cadet with their survival gear, all uh, the survival uniform, all like dusty and. Oh,
Good, you made it. For a few moments, I thought I was in the wrong place, but if you're here, you must be in the right place. Probably. I'm Garibaldi.
Cadet Beckett. Um,
Yeah, pleasure to meet you, Beckett. Yeah, care to get cooled off a bit before the rest get here, or our ride, or I forget what was in the briefing about getting picked up.
are you sure that's wise?
Well, you know, the stinging from the salt water goes away after a couple of minutes, and I ain't seen any sharks.
Uh, I'm fine.
Okay. Hey, you remember how long we got to wait to get picked up?
It should be close to nightfall, from my understanding.
Fantastic. Huh. Hey, you got anything left to eat?
She walks down and sets her pack down and starts kind of rummaging through. Yeah, I have this protein bar. Don't tell anybody.
Sounds like planning ahead.
Instructors could think it's cheating.
Um, my old man used to do these Starfleet survival training things all the time. Always had a candy bar or two with him. Of course, he didn't tell the cadets that. Eh, I won't tell anybody. So, which division you in? Garibaldi says he gets out of the surf till is the sun gone down a little any? Is it still
It
brutally hot outside?
it's still hot. I
Yeah,
mean, it's not like it was during noon. It's still hot.
yeah. I guess stay in the water. It's cooler in the surf. So I'm with medical. What about you, Beckett?
Science.
So tell me about your interesting adventures in the Australian outback. Do you eat any good snakes?
It was rather uneventful. Yourself?
It was an adventure. Yeah, I got this one lizard. It was about this big. A lot of little, the meat was kind of grizzly, but it wasn't bad once you got it fried up. Be nice to
Um,
get back to a sick bay and get rid of the sunburns. Might have I might have underpacked on sunscreen.
you look a little toasty.
Yeah, that's
I
that's one
have
of the things. Is Beckett human?
yes, she looks human.
That's one of the things I'm really jealous of you humans. You get out in the sun for a while and you just get darker and prettier. I don't know how about that's possible with some of y'all. He winks at her and says, "But man, Trill, we just turn red. We just burn."
Some of us just burn. Um, I she kind of pulls out her pack. I do have some alloy lotion here that would probably help with that.
Oh, that'd be great. And now you're about to get out of the surf, get out of the water. Ah, you're a lifesaver, or at least a skin saver. Hopefully the drill instructors won't make me completely suffer through this burn until it heals. Let me go to sick bay whenever this is over. Where do you
Uh,
think everybody else is? I've been here for a while.
they're probably on their way. It's survival training. Some of them might have got turned around. I must say, you're being the last one to arrive and the first one here is well, it says a lot.
Well, what is it? I hear on this planet there's the phrase "better to be lucky than good."
Uh, um,
So, what got you into Starfleet?
um, Still trying to figure that one out. It just seemed like a good idea at the time. Yourself?
Well, I was in the initiate program back home on Trill, and apparently, apparently the Guardians they just don't have a sense of humor. Not really into practical jokes in the symbiote pools, and
You're
yeah,
not joined yet, by the way.
yeah, they gotta finish the story there, GM.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they kicked me out of the program, and mom and dad they got mad, and they weren't gonna pay for college, and I said, well, I go to Starfleet Academy. That sounds like fun. They beat hanging around Trill as a failed initiate.
Do all Trill get joined? That's something am familiar with.
No, no, no. Just it's a great honor to be joined. It's a lot more symbiotes than there are uh, suitable hosts. A lot more suitable hosts than there are symbiotes. Got some rigorous training. Guardians without a sense of humor. Very small percentage of us still ever actually make it to get selected to be joined. But yeah, after I got washed out of the program, I couldn't hang around Trill anymore, so I came joined Starfleet. Figured I'd try something new for a while. How about you, science, huh? What kind of science you specialize in?
Um, Quantum mechanics and astrophysics. At least that's the goal.
Oof. That's that's a little out of my league there. I do a little science, but I'm thinking of specializing in psychology.
Oh, a shriek. That's
But I like to talk a lot. Shrinks talk a lot. Figured it'll work.
and she kind of holds out the candy bar and is like, "Do you want me to get your back?" It looks pretty bad.
That would be greatly appreciated, Miss Beckett.
No worries. And yeah, starts rubbing your back, and we're going to go over to with Vogel. Cadet Vogel, you and Cadet Collins, along with your other friend, have been during your escapades last week. Nearly got caught taking a shuttle, and as sort of a punishment, you have to clean the shuttles for 1 week, head to toe, as part of your punishment.
Boo, punishments, boo. I can't believe I let you talk me into this.
It could have been worse. Ugh. Why would anyone leave this in here? And it pulls out like just junk, like a bunch of food wrappers. Like, who eats on a shuttle ride?
I told you we were going to get caught. But no, you had to push me into this.
Well, I'm terribly sorry, but look, I did talk our way out of, being suspended, okay?
It's fine. Just please don't ask me to do stuff like this again.
Did you check the plasma injectors yet?
Starting on that now. And she'll go to start working on cleaning the plasma injectors.
It's maintenance, so this will be control plus con difficulty 1. Or engineering.
If I could find my sheet, there it is. Yeah, they're all fine for this. I'll use a momentum. What do you say the difficulty was?
Difficulty of 1.
Yeah, I use a momentum. Try to get some more.
Gain 2. And yeah, you pull the panel and you start purging the plasma injectors and making sure that they're all set and ready to go for the next flight. Well, I'm all done. Maybe we can finally get something to eat.
Yeah, I'm almost done here. Why don't you go ahead, get cleaned up? I'll meet you in the mess hall.
And just as she's about to head out, your instructor just outside goes, Cadet Vogel, Cadet Collins. Congratulations, you've just been volunteered. Sir? Cadets? Cadet Vogel, I want you, you be given a set of coordinates. You and Cadet Collins, since you are so keen on flying, without an active instructor, today's your lucky day. You'll be going to pick up some of your fellow cadets in the Australian Outback. Double check your shuttle and make sure it's ready to depart. You have 5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
guess we'll have to take a rain check on that dinner reservation.
So much for a good meal. I'll start pre-flight checks.
Let me put this panel back on. And yeah, Vogel put the panels back on for the injectors and then help with the pre-flight stuff. And, start getting the flight plan and stuff set up.
Give me
Slash
reason.
cleared.
Give me reason con difficulty 2 to start. To double check all the pre-flight stuff.
Helm ops?
Yeah, I'll give it to you.
Right, I'll use momentum.
Gain 2. And yeah, as you go back over to the main console and everything checks out. Training Shuttle 2, are you ready to depart?
Yes, Control, we are ready to depart.
We've received the coordinates. Relay them to your console now.
I have them. Thank you.
Training Shuttle 2, we are departing now. Follow in closely. And be careful of those headwinds.
Understood.
And control com difficulty 1 to get there. Assisted by the shuttle's engines con, which I think it's a 7.
I'll use a momentum. I couldn't nab a...
Just roll a d20.
Yep.
It's a 7 for my understanding. Yeah. Gain 2. And yeah, you follow in closely with the other trading shuttle towards a coastline on the other side of the planet. Lieutenant Arif.
Yes, sir.
Your trip on board the USS Yellowstone was quite dull, but it wasn't. From where you were stationed at to Earth, it was only a few days travel. When you finally arrive and you beam down to Starfleet Academy, I unfortunately do not have a token for this individual, but an admiral walks up to you and goes, Lieutenant Arif, it is good to see you.
Admiral, pleasure as always. I'll give him a crisp nod. I'm not standing at attention or anything, but we're standing respectfully, unslouched.
1 second. Sorry about that. Oh, thank you for coming all the way, to back to Earth, Lieutenant. It's been a while since you've been here at the Academy.
Indeed, that's so. But hey, it's always good to come back and see where the points of your life have led you, if for no other reason to reflect.
I'm sure there are many cadets you will see along the lines will be in a similar position as me. Though I wonder someday if you'll become an admiral yourself. Perhaps teaching at the Academy.
Arif will shrug at that one and say, that's a good question, sir. I have no qualms about teaching at the academy. However, and he puts on a little bit of a smile as he says, the Admiralty, I might not be cut out for that one. Seems like a lot of paperwork.
It is. Lieutenant, come walk with me.
Fair enough. And I will walk with the Admiral, staying about, a third to a half of a step behind him.
So tell me, Lieutenant, have you found a place to stay at for your short time here for the next few weeks?
I'll be honest with you, Admiral. I really didn't give it too much thought. I suppose worst comes to worst, if there's no rooms available. I know graduation usually gets a bit of a rush around here. I've got my shuttle.
Well, if you need a place to stay, I can have my adjunct look up some appropriate housing arrangements for you for your brief stay here on Earth. I'm sure you are looking forward to get back to that frontier colony.
Absolutely, sir. We've been doing very good work.
Well, I do appreciate you coming here to speak about at least what it's like out on the frontier to these cadets.
Well, I can only imagine they certainly have a romantic view of starship life, whereas frontier colonies takes a bit of a special breed to dream about that one. But I'll see if I can change their minds.
If only they knew the horrors of deep space adventures.
It's certainly my experience, sir, that disaster can strike quite easily, even if you're on a planet.
So very true.
Is there anything that you'd like me to cover specifically in my speech, sir?
No, just to give them a heart to heart on what life will be like. At least it will help give these cadets some foundation on what to expect and their service with Starfleet and the Federation.
Well, sounds pretty close to what I was preparing to say anyway, sir, so I can't complain too much about that advice.
All of the my editor tells me all the arrangements have been made, and they should be forwarding you your itinerary for your speaking debut in the coming week.
Absolutely. Is there anything else that you'd like me to specifically see to while I'm here, or is this just a speaking arrangement and a vacation packaged in one.
A speaking arrangement and a vacation, Lieutenant.
Well, can't complain too much about that.
So,
Suppose, go ahead.
was going to say take your time and enjoy Earth while you can it before you head back out.
Absolutely. Oh, and since you were nice enough to offer, it would seem silly for me to look past it. If your aides have any, free free housing in Boston, I'd love to give it another view.
I will pass on that request to my adjunct for you. They will be in touch. If you excuse me, I do have a academy to run. And once again, Lieutenant, thank you for coming all this way here to speak to the cadets.
Live long and prosper, Admiral. I'll try and do the same.
He just nods and walks off towards inside the academy.
I guess I don't really have any reason to be inside the academy, so I'll just kind of twiddle my thumbs and shrug and probably head out of the grounds, at least until contacted with the itinerary.
Anything you would like to do?
I mean, probably just kind of poke around Earth to see what's different from the places that I have already seen. Like, depending on how much leeway I have with the transportation system, I'll definitely hit the pyramids, see some sights in Michigan, stop by New York. Touristy stuff, I suppose. That'll take like 2 days. I suppose for the rest of the time, sit by quarters and read. No.
As you're walking out of the grounds, you start heading out. You see an elder gentleman hunched over with a straw hat and appears to be tending a rose bush on the academy grounds.
Ah, Mr. Boothby, I remember you. Do you remember me?
Of course, I have Lieutenant Arif. You seem to never age, unlike myself. You could tell me your secret one of these days. That would be quite appropriate. Perhaps it would help with my arthritis.
Well, not being human helps.
How unfortunate for me.
Well, their Starfleet Medical is pretty ideal. They're coming up with new things every day. maybe we can get you some good old metal legs, metal lungs. I'll kind of trail off with that.
Just to be the experimental lab for a young Starfleet cadet. I think I'll pass. Joking aside, Lieutenant, how is your... What brings you back here to the academy? As he kind of picks up his cart and starts heading down to tend other parts of his garden.
Oh, just a little bit of what you do every day. I'm supposed to speak to a group of cadets, impart some wisdom, the like. Hopefully, hopefully I can make a dent in them the way that you seem to.
Educate them on the finer matters of common sense.
Good luck with that one. I'll just be happy to get them not to get too drunk tonight.
And I'm sure one of them will find their ways onto my prize rose bush.
Well, if you want, I seem to have some free time. I could probably head in there and snag a little shield generator. We could protect it for the night.
And miss the fun of me chewing out a cadet and making him worry that he's going to lose his career at Starfleet. I think not.
Well, that's fair. It is the little things in life that are so important, and I would not dream of taking that experience away from you.
The rose bushes have survived since I've started tending these gardens. They will survive another night.
Well, that's only because you're here to fix them. So, how is this year's crop of cadets?
Same as every year's cadets. Idealistic and
Stupid? Arif will offer helpfully.
well, I was gonna be more polite than that, but yes, stupid.
That's fair. Hope you don't feel that way about me. I was, however, quite old by the time I got into the academy.
You're one of the few rare occasions in this academy of someone who's wiser than me.
Uh, Arif will take that in stride, but um,
Joking aside,
he'll have a moment of that aw shucks luck.
can't take a joke, Arif.
Well, you know, I perhaps just didn't consider it one, but I appreciate it none the same.
Come tell me your exciting exploits out there in the vast unknown.
Well, since last I saw you, hasn't been too much, really. I've bounced from colony to colony. Most of the time, um, we engage in logistical support, get them up and running, and then off to the next one, it would seem. Can't say I've put down roots too long in any one place, but there's a lot of colonies, a lot of frontier, a lot of places out there that, well, don't have these rose bushes, and until they do, the work can't be over.
All those rose bushes need is a little dirt, love, and hard work.
Well, same, quite frankly, could be said for building a colony, sir. And when they bloom into a thing of beauty, it's a wonderful sight to see.
Indeed, it is.
Anyways, you need any help?
If you could help my aging back here with that bag of fertilizer, I would appreciate that.
Hey, I just appreciate you didn't finish that sentence with the back rub, so I'll be happy to, as I reach down and hoist up the bag for him.
Thank you, Lieutenants, and I don't mean to keep you waiting. I'm sure you have other things you need to tend to, and I'm sure there's some kit that needs some departing wisdom from an old man.
Arif will sit there wondering which is which for a moment and then decide that it doesn't really matter. So he'll nod and smile pleasantly and say, as always, wonderful talking with you.
Good luck with your speech, Lieutenant.
Oh, of course. Hey, if you can tear yourself away from the plants, uh, come on and join the crowd. Never too late to learn something new.
He just kind of chuckles. Perhaps.
Yeah, and I will deposit the fertilizer where he asks and go about my business.
Scene change. Garibaldi. Oh, there's supposed to be two more.
Aye.
You slowly come to, and you have a monster of a headache.
I don't remember drinking.
Oh, and you find yourself that you have sort of like one of those blankets sort of like wrapped around you.
Look up. Hey, Beckett, what I miss?
You passed out. Believe it might have been heat stroke, which is odd, but
No,
she gets
these
you
things
checked up at Starfleet Medical.
happen. Probably. They'll fix me right up. Get the heat stroke fixed up, get the sunburn taken care of, and then dinner. Just looks at her expectantly.
I did not carry you in. She kind of points across. Cadet Mitchell was kind enough to help you in.
Well, I mean, that's not. I didn't spend. I didn't spend the afternoon and the evening with Cadet Mitchell, though.
I'm sorry. He passed out not long after applying the sunscreen.
Hmm. Well, these things happen in the Australian Outback. How long before the rest of the cadets showed up?
Um, Not long. You've only been out for a couple hours.
Yeah, at least I got a nap.
And Garibaldi, your head like really hurts.
Hey, pilot. I don't suppose there's a med kit on board, is there?
Should be one in that compartment right there.
Yeah, fantastic. Careful to go and go find the med kit and arrange for the appropriate injection to deal with his headache.
For a momentum.
All right.
Is this not that super big shuttle that has whatever we need? Type 7?
There's a role for that though.
Oh, is there? Okay.
Yeah.
As long as he's got the med kit out, Garibaldi will run a scan on himself to see for himself what his condition is.
Reason plus medicine, difficulty 1. Gain a momentum. You're obviously you do have a fairly nasty sunburn from what you can feel. You are a little bit dehydrated and a little malnourished, according to the tricorder scan. Other than that, you are healthy. As for your headache, the cause comes up unknown.
He'll look at the tricorder for a moment, a little confused. Huh? I didn't expect that. He'll get like water with electrolytes or whatever's appropriate from the replicator, and then refocus the medical scan on his to see if he can get a better idea. Just before it was just a general medical scan. Now he wants to focus on the head problem.
Reason plus medicine. Difficulty 1. It just seems that you just have a slight increase of cranial pressure, which seems to be dissipating slowly.
So nothing to worry about.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
Put the med kit back and I said, get get a glass of water with the get him the Star Trek version of Gatorade, whatever that happens to be, and a nutrient bar to take care of the start working on the malnutrition. Then he will sit back quietly in his chair in his seat and contemplate the fact that he's on a shuttle full of pretty girls. He's the only male on the shuttles. Like,
Well,
great.
the two across from you are male, just so you know. they're male. I just did not have time to make more tokens. So.
Are they pretty?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. I didn't make them, so.
Garibaldi's trill. He doesn't. He's not picky.
No and no.
All right. Well, then he'll just he will spend the trip flirting with Beckett, which he seems to be having an unsuccessful at it so far, but got nothing better to do.
Are you feeling okay?
Yeah. It's medical scan says a headache will go away eventually. You all right? You need me to check you out?
I actually feel
Okay.
fine.
Oh, okay. So just offering. I'm a first year medical student. I know just enough to be dangerous.
Well, I'm sure the doctors back at the academy will give me a good look over.
That's true. Oh, okay. It's Garibaldi takes the hint, goes up front. Hey, pilot. Quit calling you pilot. What's your name, by the way?
Cadet Vogel.
Cadet Vogel. I'm Garibaldi. And looks at the cobalt. You are?
Cadet Ava Collins. You can call me Ava.
Ava. That's a lovely name.
So your survival
So,
training was a little rough.
I got a little warm. I got a little hot under the collar, but be all right. I learned at least 2 different ways to barbecue lizard. They're a little grizzly, though. So where are we headed? What's our ETA?
Should be arriving back at Starfleet Academy less than an hour.
Ooh.
It's a slow flight.
What?
You
Well,
gotta go
Are
up
we
in the
taking the city-
atmosphere. You gotta go up in the atmosphere, and then you gotta go back down.
I mean, are we taking the scenic route around Pluto?
You can't engage the impulse reactor in atmosphere.
Still thrusters. No,
You
that's
can't, or it's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
Well, why is it a bad idea? I mean, you're just going to get in a little trouble, or is it a really bad idea?
causes havoc with the weather control systems.
Also, we can make it rain on some admiral's parade. That sounds like fun.
Also, our instructor is in the shuttle ahead of us.
Oh, well, that'd make it hard to get away with it, I suppose. So you two must be the top cadet pilots if you got selected for this important uh, rescue the sunburned tomato in Australia mission.
Or the ones being punished, depending on your perspective, I suppose.
That hurts, Cadet Vogel. It really hurts.
But she was looking at the co-pilot the entire time while saying that.
So what convinced the two of you to join up Starfleet? Just like flying fast and dangerous things?
Well, for me, it's to get out and explore space.
I just like meeting new people and going really, really fast.
Yeah, that's the adventure of it all, I suppose. And I think it's good to get away from home. I assume you guys are you both of you from Earth? Looking to get away?
I mean, yeah, I've never been off of Earth before starting up with Starfleet.
That's fair. I'd never been to Earth before until I started at Starfleet. Well, since this is y'all's planet, maybe after we all get dismissed for the day, two of you can show me the best place to have dinner in San Francisco.
Ava just kind
Yes,
of looks
sir.
to Vogel for a second.
And Vogel just kind of roll her eyes in her direction, knowing that she's gonna take up the offer.
Sure. Do you have a place in mind, or do you wish for me to pick?
Ah, yeah, you should. I think you should pick. It's your planet.
Well, if you want the best drinking experience, you have to go to my hometown.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Well, that sounds fun. Where is hometown?
Ireland.
Oh, that's the home of. I remember I read it. Vodka, right?
No.
No, no, no. Not
But
vodka.
we do have that really important test coming up. Perhaps I'll have to wait.
Should have guessed better. Maybe after the test, and I get treatment. I promise. Normally, my skin isn't the color of of command colored uniforms. Give a whole new meaning to the term red shirt. Careful, come back and sit down. He'll whisper over to Beckett, is there a test tomorrow?
I'm not in the flight division. Oh, but there is one next week in the science division. Oh, I think Vogel's in my class. I'm gonna have to ask her if I missed anything during my week.
It's possible. I'm sure all I missed were a couple major organ groups or muscle groups or something.
That sounds important.
Yeah. I mean, they say A&P is the hardest class in the program, but I don't get it. I'm breezing through this. Wait until I get to the. I'm looking anxiously forward to that class I actually need to study in.
Well, it can't be as bad as Commander Muvo's astrophysics class. Vulcans are very, very
Demanding?
logical. Oh, I'd say logical, but I mean, a demand for accuracy is very important to her.
I always wondered with Vulcan psychology if their suppression of their emotions also breeds a suppression of tolerance for joy, or their tolerance in allowing others to experience it. One of these days, I really want to see a Vulcan cut loose. I guess I could just meet a Romulan. Be almost the same thing.
Well, I've never seen a Vulcan cut loose before, so
I don't think anyone has. Well, I mean, there was that one story in Kirk's autobiography, but maybe he made that one up. All those stories he wrote in his autobiography can't possibly be true. Like Garibaldi will quit pestering his fellow passengers and take a nap.
any roleplay you wish to do, Vogel?
I think I'm fine, at least for this scene.
You follow the lead training shuttlecraft back to the academy, and you make a nice, soft, gentle landing. As you hear snoring in the background, as Cadet Beckett shakes, Garibaldi. Need to get up. We're here.
Oh, hey, ow, that's the sunburnt shoulder. Well, that's it.
Sorry.
That's okay. They're both sunburned.
I was thinking, you've had one that wasn't?
And the doors open as your fellow cadets shuffle out the door.
Wibble wobble.
Do you require any medical assistance? Do you need me to get someone for you, cadet?
Oh, I think I can hobble to medical on my own. Do we need to check in first, though?
I think we're outside.
Oh, are we off duty already?
It is almost in the evening here.
Well, I suppose we should go see if there's a performance review we have to go to.
Uh, of course. Perhaps I'll see you around.
That would be that'd be most I'd enjoy that.
Eh,
Oh, Avery, thanks for the ride.
Not a problem.
Hmm.
Uh, you notice the other cadet, like, from sort of like approaches you and Collins Vogel. Uh, Cadet Vogel, I have a favor to ask.
What is it?
You're in Commander's Muvo's astrophysics class, right?
I'm assuming she is GM.
Yes.
That's right.
You wouldn't have happened to take any notes for the past week, would you?
Yeah, I think I have a data pad back in my quarters.
You wouldn't be so kind to share that, send that to me, or or we could meet up at the library or something. You could, so I can at least get a little caught up on what happened uh, while I was in Australia.
Yeah, sure. I can bring it. Why don't we meet in the mess hall at, let's say, 1900 hours?
Perfect. It gives me plenty of time to get checked up with medical. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
See you then.
Did you hobble out, Garibaldi, or were you still
Yeah.
stuck? Okay.
Yeah, Garibaldi hobbles his way out, hoping not to see the instructor so that he can actually go to sick bay.
You get a debrief. Your instructor congratulates everyone on a job well done of surviving. He says to brush up for in 6 months you have winter survival training in the Antarctic. As your Andorian survival trainee gives a smile.
That sounds like a place we won't be eating lizards. So I'll have to brush up on my fishing techniques.
I wonder how you would craft a fishing pole with no wood.
Well, first we need a rudimentary lathe.
to the books. See you around. And she heads out of the or well, Hangar Bay. Yeah, Hangar Bay.
Well, finding no one to appreciate his brand of humor, Paul, you look out of the nearest sick bay.
You're just adorable. You're just
Anything you're doing real quick, Vogel?
Nope, just post flight. Whatever punishment we have left for the day before I could get back to the quarters to get cleaned up and head to the mess hall.
You finish. You and Ava finish up the double checks and make sure the shuttle's powered down and it's ready for the maintenance cruise, which you did they already did some of their work earlier. The instructor sort of steps in and goes, well, good flying, Cadet Vogel, Cadet Collins. Enjoy your weekend. See. Walks away.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, at least we don't have to clean conduits and other stuff over the weekend.
Small victories, I suppose.
Well, I think it's time for a nice hot, sonic shower. They don't have running water here.
Yeah, I think we could both use one of those.
And she gets up and starts heading out of the shuttle, sort of depressed now at the mental image in her head.
What image?
Exactly.
But yeah, Vogel will eventually get cleaned up, grab the data pad, and go meet whatever her name was at the mess hall.
Cadet Beckett. Give me Insight Con. You might have heard her name. Difficulty 1. Gain a momentum. Cadet Samantha Beckett.
Yeah, that person.
You get cleaned up. Both you and Collins head down to the mess hall to get a bite to eat before the day's out. You haven't seen where Cadet Becca has shown up just yet.
We'll just halfway keep an eye out for her. I'm not going to go out of my way trying to find her. She asked me for the notes, so it's been a long day, so I'm going to enjoy my meal, try to relax a little bit. Probably more likely it's been a long week.
Yeah, it's been kind of the same routine as you spend like your afternoon free time essentially cleaning shuttlecrafts and whatever the flight instructor tells you to do. So glad that's over with. You'd think this meal would be more enjoyable.
Well, it's replicated food. What were you really expecting?
The sweet, bitter taste of Frito? She just kind of shrugs. Oh, we should totally hit up that nightclub tonight.
How do you still have energy to go to the clubs?
I'm getting my second wind. Be surprised what the sonic shower does.
I guess you would know. You were in there for almost 45 minutes.
Sorry.
As Vogel gives a loud, visible yawn.
So no to the nightclubs.
I think I'm just going to stay in for once.
Suit yourself.
Are you gonna try to go track down that Trill we met in the shuttle?
Maybe. He looks pretty beat up. I remember my survival training. I was sore for a week.
Well, if you really want to go to the club, why don't you look him up?
Well, if you're not going, then maybe I just will.
Maybe you should.
Fine, I will. But what was his name again?
I don't know. He
Cadet Kyl,
talked an
Cry.
awful lot. He just seemed so chatty. Talked to everybody. It was a nice ride when he finally fell asleep.
I mean, it made it interesting.
And Vogel just roll her eyes.
Collins kind of grabs her tray. Well, I am going to go have some fun tonight, and if I run into him, I will invite him. If you change your mind, you know how to reach me.
Yeah, it's not likely. For some reason, I'm really tired. But I think I'm going to wait for this Cadet Beckett for a few more minutes. See if she shows.
And she goes, well, I'll see you later on. And she gets up and walks over to the replicator and disposes of her tray. And
As she's walking away, Vogel kind of a little bit louder, when you come in, please be quiet.
yeah. She just waves. Um, Walking with the data pad, she kind of sits like, ugh. Took forever to get cleared for medical. I'm sorry about that. I hope you weren't waiting too long.
I was wondering what was taking you so long.
Yeah, something about a certain individual wouldn't keep his mouth shut. Kept talking.
The Trill, what was his name?
It wasn't him.
Really?
No, yeah. Surprising, really. Of course, I kind of just met him today, or was it yesterday? Well, today works.
Oh, here are the notes, and she'll slide the data pad over for her to copy.
You're a lifesaver.
Yeah, his class can be pretty intense.
Tell me about it. And she starts copying over the data pad.
So how did your survival training go?
You know, I fared out better than my colleagues, apparently.
Well, you seem to be better shape than the rest of them.
Growing up in a small town has some of its benefits.
I know what you mean. I was raised in a small ranch in Montana. I breezed through my survival training. Where did you grow up at?
Well, oddly enough, in Australia. So I kind of knew what to expect. Almost like
So
cheating.
This was like going home for you then.
In a way, yes. And she starts looking over like the notes in the data pad. She went over the orbital mechanics in this. terrible week to have survival training.
Yeah, I'm glad I got mine out of the way quickly. But all the professors are really starting to dump on the workload, getting close to the end of the semester. And with the celebration coming up soon.
Well, I'm just gonna have to pull some all-nighters, studying formulas over the weekend. But thank you. This was a big help. And she stands up to extend her hand out.
Oh, for like a handshake.
Yes.
Vogel will stand and shake her hand back. Well, I suppose I'll see you in class then.
Yes, I will see you in class. And with that, we're going to cut over back to Arif. Normally I have stuff for the doctor, but he's just not here. Like missing half the episode. Lieutenant Arif, the moment of the big day is here as you're in the lecture hall on this lovely weekend as you're preparing to give a speech.
Yeah, I'm not hugely worried about it. I figure I'm not important enough for anyone to, really dig into me too hard if I bomb this out. So I'm just kind of puttering around.
It's gonna be a scene change. Anything you wish to do, prepare for before you do like the speech or anything you want to go over with like.
There's not exactly anything that I can think of, to be honest. Outside from just kind of sitting in a cafe and meeting people, I think I would have gotten my touristy activities done by now.
You did also get the location for a temporary like hotel like housing thing. Can't remember what they're called. Like the week apartment type thing deal. It's like a hotel over in is it Boston?
Would not complain if it was.
Yeah. Yeah. You did get the location for one to stay at for if you wanted to from the Admiral's adjunct.
Excellent. I am definitely happy with that. In that case, yeah, I would have spent some time cruising around the old neighborhood.
Ah, Dr. Mountain, are you with us?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing fine. I'm going to backtrack a little bit for Dr. Mountain. Really, so he gets
No doubt.
caught up before we continue forward.
In which case, I will go back to gazing at the Paul Revere house.
Actually, do this. Yeah, we'll do the scene in the sick bay. Dr. Mountain, as you're just finished tidying it up, you begin orders that the ship has officially docked. The Portland has docked at Earth Space Dock, and that all non-essential crew members can report for shore leave as soon as they're done with their activities. And one of the nurses walks up to you, and goes, Dr. Mountain,
Nurse, how are you today?
I'm doing fine. We're getting together, several of us here at the medical department. We've decided to rent some bungalows in the Caribbean. Are you interested in that?
The Caribbean, don't have to ask me twice. Wow. Yeah, which is it an island or coastal or?
It's on the island.
Yes, please. Thank you. What's our itinerary? Like, what time do we want to head over?
Sorry, 1 second. Dealing with the cat.
I wonder if the snorkeling is any good. All sorts of little life forms in the Caribbean I haven't seen yet.
There's several activities we could do down there, Doctor. There's snorkeling, from parasailing,
Hmm.
whole sorts of different activities. Chance to get some sun and fun in.
Sun and fun. All right. So tell me about the Caribbean. What do you like about it? Why does a medical team choose there?
Well, it wasn't my suggestion. We actually kind of drew it from a hat.
Oh, I thought it was traditional to use a dartboard.
You know, I think next time we might do that. It's a good idea, Doctor.
Hopefully, you have a strong enough arm. You don't wanna hit Antarctica. Antarctica. Anyway, but I heard Brazil's nice. What's left of the rainforests are awesome. So, when do we want to head out? How much time do we have left on the duty roster today?
A few hours left, but I'll be
Oh,
making
now you got me excited.
um I'll be making all the arrangements, Doctor. So
Oh, I thank you. I appreciate it. Just tell me which transporter to be on, and I'll be there. for the meeting tonight. Here I was gonna check up on medical colleagues from school, and oh well.
I'm
Could
sure
be way more
there's
fun.
plenty of time for that, Doctor.
Oh, I'm sure. How long do you know how long we're gonna be stationed here? I haven't heard.
We'll be here for at least a couple weeks, if not more.
Oh well. Plenty of time for everything then, I guess. This is only the third time I've been to Earth.
I do believe we're on rotating shifts, so everyone can get some good shore leave in.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. It's not all straight up that time, but yeah, of course. That sounds great.
I'll see you in a bit with the information.
All right, thank you. You have a good afternoon. He presses a couple buttons and sends a message. So I'll catch up with you next week. We'll have drinks and we'll have a fun time. I guess I'm going to the Caribbean. One of the nurses and some of the medical staff are going, so I thought I'd spend some time with them. But we'll definitely check up. I guess we're here in a couple weeks, so definitely good to see you again. All right. Have a good night. This Zach's out. Beep. Send to Earth. I think France these days. A nice little cat. Doctor's log. Stardate, whatever it is right now. And per one of the patients, I think I'm concerned a little bit about the recovery of Lieutenant Vogel. I'm hoping that she'll be able to work through her problem. Oh, is this before then? Dang it.
Yes.
Ensign
Okay.
Darlock. No. Hope his rib injury from his time in the holodeck was better, but I want to keep him off for a little while longer. Beep.
Uh, fast for or yeah. Fast forward a little bit. Doctor, you find yourself on the Caribbean, sipping,
Mai Tai.
Mai Tai and other choice drinks. And you see several of your, shipmates, out enjoying the water, like waving to you. And it seems like most of a lot of the crew went in on this, and they've all kind of like booked this whole area out.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll attend to different events. I'm always more comfortable in a crowd, so I'll mingle and work around with chat with people along the beach. Pleasantries, but also like just little tidbits I know about them because I like to remember little bits about everybody. And so, yeah, I'll do that. Walk along the beach, do some swimming, snorkeling, etc. FYI, this reminds me of Cozumel, Mexico. So I just came back from there. So thank you.
As you're walking along the beach, you notice someone laying down in the sand.
Do they look comfortable?
Um, Give me insight medicine difficulty 1.
Okay. We have 4. I'd fish for more. I'll take one of those today. Insight medicine. Spend 1 moment. It's probably nothing like observation or something like that. Probably would be a focus. So just 3 dice.
Gain it back.
All right.
You definitely notice the individual is not sunbathing or anything like that. They're actually kind of oddly,
Like unconscious, lying
yeah,
down.
unconscious,
Excuse
lying
me.
down.
I'll try to get their attention. Excuse me. Hello. And I'll step closer. Are you okay?
Um,
I'll investigate.
Sorry, I must have passed out.
Oh dear. Oh, here. Can you sit up? Here you go. I probably have a canteen of water on me, and or something nearby, and hand them some water. What's your name?
I'm, I'm terribly sorry. I must have passed out.
Oh, you're. How long? What was the last thing you remember?
Um, I was just
Are you
walking
hurt?
along the beach. I don't think so. I don't feel hurt.
What time did you walk on the beach? Would you take a morning stroll or something?
Yeah, something like that.
And how long of time would have passed? Does it seem like an hour or a couple hours?
Honestly, I can't tell you that. I'm terrible at keeping track of time.
That's fine. Sorry for that. Doctor's always on call. Can I help you? Do you need to go to the lobby, or do you have a room nearby? Um, I'm Dr. Mountain, Zachary Mountain. I can help you in any way. Or can you stand up? I'll help them up if they're able.
Uh, you help her up, and she kind of stands there like, ugh. It's embarrassing, really. Thank you, Dr. Mountain.
Oh, don't worry. I've had one too many Mai Tais in my day, too. Do you feel all right to walk a little bit? The water might be nice.
I think it might be best for me to stay away from the water for the time being.
Then sure, the beach is fine. Great. What was your name again, you said? Anyway,
Aurora.
Aurora. Oh, what a lovely name. Zachary. Anyway, so did you lose some time when you were unconscious? Do you feel okay? Just wanted to see if I can help you out here. You didn't seem very comfortable on the beach there. And can you tell me what happened?
I was just out for a little stroll, walking along the beach, and probably had one too many drinks this morning and just passed out.
Oh, Bloody Marys. I get it. All right. Sure. I understand. So you're feeling okay right now? Can I help you in some way?
If you don't mind walking me back to my accommodations, that would be most appreciated.
Absolutely. Here, grab my arm. Do you need support? I can grab you by the shoulder. Does
No,
she seem
just
stable?
she's walking somewhat
Fine.
stably.
Okay, I'll just do the arm thing then.
And yeah, you walk her back to her accommodations, and then we're gonna skip back over to with Vogel.
Did I catch up? Yay.
Uh, Vogel, you feel this pressure along your back as someone's shaking you to wake up. Well,
Go away.
wait, Sarah, you need to wake up. What? How long have you been here?
What time is it?
It's it's morning. There's that assembly at the main atrium in a few hours. You've been here all night?
And Vogel will get up in a state of shock. I must have been more tired than I thought.
Uh, as you kind of come to and you look around, you find yourself you're still in the mess hall, and your plate, which you finished your food, is right next to you, and your face feels a little awkward. And you have a really bad, nasty headache.
What? I'm not in my quarters?
No. I honestly didn't go back to our quarters because I thought you wanted to sleep, but maybe I should have last night. Are you okay?
I think so. We got the assembly, right?
Yeah, there's several guest speakers.
I'll meet you outside the hall. I'm gonna head back to the quarters really quick, splash some water on my face.
Sure?
Yeah, I'll be right there.
All right. I'll see. I'll save you a seat. And she walks away very slowly, kind of, double takes a couple glances, make sure you're okay before heading out of the mess hall.
Oh yeah. So I'll hurriedly head to the quarters, splash water on my face, and say, "What the hell was that about?" to myself. And then, yeah, head to the assembly.
back to Dr. Mountain. Dr. Mountain, you kind of come to, you have a bit of a headache as you find yourself lying on the sandy beach in the Caribbean, and with the nice, cool breeze from the ocean. When you don't have a token, but a nurse comes up to like, Dr. Mountain, Zachary, are you okay? Dr. Mountain? Did he go AFK?
Hi, nurse. Thanks. Oh, sorry.
Are you
Thought
right?
I heard something.
You were lying on the beach.
I don't remember what happened. Do you remember that woman?
Well, what woman?
I thought I saw there was somebody else also lying on the beach. Huh. That's weird. What time is it? I try to stand up. How do I feel?
As you try to stand up, your head is pounding, and you
Oh,
feel a little dizzy.
a hand, please.
Certainly.
Thank you.
We are
Oof.
about to grab some lunch. It's about midday here.
Midday. What was the last thing I remember?
Walking a young, beautiful woman to her.
At the room.
Yep.
I walked her to her room. That was in the morning, wasn't it? She said it was morning. Come with me. Actually, walk with me. My head's kind of dizzy.
Of course. Do you? There is I have a med kit back at my bungalow. Do you wish to grab it?
Yeah. Let's do that. I'd rather feel clearer headed. Yeah. Thank you.
Just here, rest under this palm tree here.
Oh, I like palm trees. Whew. Okay. All right, hold on to you right there.
And she comes back with the med kit and starts scanning you. You seem fine, at least according to the medical tricorder. You just have a little bit of cranial pressure.
Cranial pressure.
I
Yes, I feel it, of course, but why? It doesn't say anything. Huh. I don't remember after I dropped her at her room. What was her room number? Shoot. I think it's this way. I try to retrace my steps.
I can give you an anesthetic to help with the pain or your headache.
Yes. Thank you. I'll wait till she administers and then we'll head that way. Thank you very much. Oof. I'm so glad that worked so fast. All right. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about that. She was also lying on the ground. She said the same thing to me. Is there something about this place? Does it seem like it's the same place or somewhere else?
Insight con difficulty of 2.
I think I need to die for this one. Insight con. Difficulty 2. Yeah, I'll spend 1 momentum. Difficulty 2. Okay. Hey, so get it back, so no change. Still at 4.
You feel like you're about a good 100 feet from where you found her at.
But not very far from anywhere else on the beach somewhere, you know?
Yes.
Huh. Nurse, let's try to remember this place. Let's step away. There's something about this place that seems off. I'm not sure what it is. But let's see if I can find that woman. Maybe she remembers something that I don't. Let's see. I wonder.
Are you trying to retrace your steps to where you went?
Yes.
Reason con difficulty 2.
Jiminy Cricket. Well, I'll play the dice game. Insight con or reason con, you said?
Reason con.
All right. I guess I'll take another die, just because I need it. I don't know if there's anything else I can do. I'm not a espionage or tracker.
No.
Wow, I got one.
Gain 2 momentum. You're fairly confident you trace your steps back, and you can actually find some, footprints. And they just kind of stop, and where you expect to find the woman's like accommodations, like her bungalow or whatever, there's nothing there.
Is the nurse still with me?
Yeah, she's kind of. I was like, "Is something the matter, doctor?"
Maybe I was not misremembering. I was delusional. I swore there was a building here. I saw footprints. Nurse, what could I be missing? Let's go talk to one of the closest security stations. Actually, I'm a little. It seems weird.
Well, it's
Now make sure maybe people shouldn't be going over in that direction right now, towards that side of the beach. I'm concerned it might, I don't know, cause dizziness at least.
perhaps it might maybe you need to lie down in your bungalow for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, just send a security officer over, I guess, and I'll try to describe the woman and see if they can find her somehow. She's not in trouble or she didn't do any wrongdoing. I'm worried about her, actually. Anyway, thank you, nurse. That was just what I needed. But I'm at least missing a few moments of time after I left her here. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to the bungalow. You're right.
Yeah, and she escorts you back over to the bungalow.
Thank you. That's really weird. Let me know if you hear anything, nurse. Or, yeah.
I'll
Thanks.
come back and check on you in an hour, Doctor. Just try to get some sleep.
Sounds good. Thanks. I'm gonna do a medical scan to make sure I don't have a concussion, so that I don't fall asleep because I have a concussion.
I don't think the nurse would have kind of suggested
I
rest, but
I'm gonna do it anyway.
you do the scan for concussion. You see no evidence of a concussion.
All right. Do I notice anything different about my engrams or anything about my memories or anything like that? Does that seem
No.
changed from day to day or anything? All right. Nothing untoward. Otherwise, I'll take a rest, I guess.
Back at Starfleet Academy. If I can actually. Vogel, you walk into the atrium and it's pretty crowded here. And you see Collins kind of stick her hand up and motion, she saved a seat for you.
And I'll move over to her.
You sure you're okay? She kind of whispers to you.
Yeah, I'll be fine. Did it start yet?
No, it's about to begin, from my understanding. After a moment, the dean of Starfleet Academy walks out, a older human gentleman. Fellow students at the academy, today we are graced with several guests to speak at today's coming festivities. I know many of you are excited for Fleet Week and a chance to tour many of the vessels that you may one day serve upon. Today, I'd like to introduce Lieutenant Arif. He's been in Starfleet for quite some time and has served on many postings, and he's here to give you an insight on what it's like to serve on the frontier in the edge of Federation space. And he kind of motions for Arif to step forward onto the stage.
Arif will not strive, simply step forward and take his place at the podium, waiting for, if there's any applause, for it to hush down.
Everyone claps, and as it dies down, the room, it's a little quiet.
I will give a little clear of my throat to the side of the microphone and then start talking and say, hello, cadets. My name is Arif. I was chosen to speak with you today and impart some knowledge. I know you're all of the age where you feel time is precious, so I will neither waste yours or take up too much of it. I was here on Earth when the first manned shuttle was launched and sent to the moon, and it is truly my honor to be here while your careers are launched as well. Speaking of careers, there will definitely be times when you're faced with decisions about what is right or what is right for you. I urge you against taking the selfish path, and I also urge you to be content with the knowledge that time brings all things. It brings clarity, it brings restraint, and, well, it even brings promotions. Um, I was asked here to tell you about frontier life, and allow me to. Quite frankly, it is quite boring, punctuated by random bits of excitement when something comes along that's not under your control. A lot like Starship life, in fact. If you're one of the dozen or so cadets lucky enough to land a prestigious assignment aboard a ship like the Enterprise, or the Lexington, or Excelsior, your boredom might be broken a little bit more often. If not, probably a little less. On the frontier, you can actually make a difference to people and see the results unfold in front of you. You get to be part of a larger community, and your direct reach will affect many, many more. This is why you joined the academy, is it not? Well, at least I can only hope. One day, and I'm gonna wave around with my arms, so just gesturing. This will all be yours, but today it's your job to safeguard and care for it. You don't want to inherit a container full of self-interest, so for every good deed, small favor, or moment of kindness received, give two back. It's the only way we can do our part to remain in balance, and I'd like to thank you for your time. Enjoy the rest of your night, and, well, restraint can begin tomorrow. Be well, everybody. I'm just gonna walk off.
The room claps at your speech as the admiral kind of steps forward and goes, "Thank you, Lieutenant Arif, for your insights and knowledge. Our next guest speaker is from another man who is similar from on the edge of the frontier. Allow me to introduce as he goes into the spiel. And not going to go into that part for these cadets. What do you do afterwards?
I'm sorry, say again?
Where do you go? Do you kind of hang around the auditorium, or do you go, somewhere else?
Does the auditorium have an open bar?
It does not.
Uh,
If you mean by open, like if open bar, no. Synth hall, but that's about it.
um, I could go for a drink. My throat is parched. Um, I'll probably kind of putter around the food and beverage area, see if any cadet has any follow-ups or anything. One of those deals.
As you're walking towards where the essentially the not really the mess hall, but more like a lounge type area, uh, you get a strange feeling all of a sudden that something's not right. Something is out of place.
Kind of shuddering a bit. and holding my head to my hand. I suppose, is there anyone directly with me?
Insight con difficulty of 2.
Insight con difficulty of 2. Okay. I am not feeling that.
There's 5 momentum.
There is. I'm gonna take 3 of it, please. Do I have any focuses?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, here goes nothing.
Get a momentum back. The strange feeling, it's something of that's, you feel like it's out of place and it's coming directly from behind you.
Hmm. Um. Okay. Uh. I'm gonna stop suddenly and I suppose turn around with a questioning look on my face.
As you turn around from essentially this gut feeling, you see a cadet reaching their hand out towards you and stop abruptly. And they have a hypo in their hand.
Well, I'll be honest. First instinct is to attempt to knock the hypo out of her hand.
She's stopped. Is it's in her hand, but are you going to attack?
Um, I don't. So I don't want to. I mean, I guess mechanically, I think so, yes. But I don't want to. I just basically want to attempt to swat it out of her hand without making it look like I'm about to follow up and punch her or kick her or anything of that ilk.
Daring security opposed.
Okay. Could I possibly spend my determination um under the value a mm, you know what? A well-made clock may keep you on time.
No.
I apologize if you
I said
answered. I think I might have
no.
missed it.
Yeah, I said no. Yes.
Okay, fair enough. My fault. Um, all right, so I will use one more momentum. And I definitely don't focus on this.
It's currently as a tie. Um, right now you grab her arm to try and knock the hypo, and you're actually finding it's a bit of a struggle for you. Um, and she's not really trying to. Doesn't seem like she's trying to overtly harm you in any way. Um,
And I'm doing the same. I'm not trying to harm her.
right. So right now you guys are just kind of locked in this position, and she's like not forcing, but you could definitely feel like she could actually maybe overpower you from like the weight of like what she's like holding your advance back.
No, that's certainly fair. I'm not the strongest person in the world, but
No,
she is going to have to before I let go.
you get to feel like this is a little bit like a strength you haven't really seen, especially coming from like someone of like her physical build.
Well, that's fair, and I can take that in stride, and I'll say, well, my name's Arif, and I guess I'm guessing you already know that. Don't you drop the hypo spray, and we can talk like civilized people.
You did inform me this would be difficult. I would prefer
I'm
not
sure
to.
that I did.
It would be better if you're unconscious for this.
I'm sure that it would be. What's this?
It is a sedative. I assure you, I do not wish you any harm.
No, no, no. You said you. I think you misunderstood. When I said this, I wasn't talking about this. And even though we're kind of arm locked, uh, I'm just gonna kind of squeeze slightly, indicating. Um, I meant, what was this in your sentence? What do I need to be unconscious for?
It is best we don't. If you wish to have this conversation, I am more than happy to inform you, but it would be better if it's behind closed doors.
Then I'll put away the hypo spray and we can go behind closed doors.
If you would release my hand, I'd be more than happy to.
With all due respect, how about you allow me to use my other hand and I'll hold on to the hypo spray. After all, it appears we need to start building a relationship of trust, and you've started badly.
Very well. She releases the hypo.
I will take the hypo and let go of her hand, and I will hold on to the hypo. And say, after you then. You may lead the way.
She starts walking down and walks over to a room in the academy and very quickly, unlocks the door and it opens. And she motions for you to head inside.
Oh, I will absolutely follow, gripping the hypo spray tightly.
She kind of walks in and it's a small room. It's like a storage room. Like there's like an old couch, some desk, a computer terminal type deal. Like just a bunch of junk.
Well, nice dig, sweetheart. Guessing this isn't your room, but we'll be safe enough for now. Why don't you let me know why you were going to, and I'll hold my hand up.
Seeing as I failed to follow your instructions earlier, I guess there is no choice in the matter.
I mean, I don't honestly see another one. You could run away.
Why would I run away? It's not.
I don't know why you here. That's
It would be better to explain it to when all of you have gained a certain amount of knowledge. The gist of it, in human terms, is I need your help. I am not from this period of time, and if you don't help me, the probability of success drops dramatically.
Whoa, interesting. Let's break that down a little bit. Arif will say after being a little confused about the term gist, but as he starts to talk again, he says, "Well, I don't know why I should help you. You keep saying that I gave you instructions, but let me tell you one thing. I'm no stranger to giving myself, instructions via proxy from different times, after all. So I'm sure I would have informed you the secret secret code. That is, if I was going to. Um, sure, I'd think about that one, especially if I'm older. Next, you haven't really told me anything, so obviously you're from a different time, but that doesn't matter to me particularly too much right now.
I am from the future. Roughly 8 years from now.
That makes more sense than you being from the past. You said 8 or 80?
8 years from the future. 2379.
Oh, good old 79. Oh, it's nice to know that I'll be around for at least almost another decade. It's comforting.
You did warn me, though, that you would most likely see me coming. I've
Well,
been trying to be discreet, and I'm here to implant memories taken from you from the future.
That's a doozy and interesting. What do the memories pertain of?
And nearly the next 8 years of your life.
Hmm.
Well, potentially. Unfortunately, you couldn't travel back into the past directly yourself, and there was only room for one. So I volunteered at your request.
Hmm. Well, in that case, uh, so weird question out of character. I don't think you would really be allowed to answer it, but um, if she was actually sent by Arif, uh, would future Arif have been smart enough to kind of give her some sort of like either something only you would know, basically?
Yes.
Alrighty. Fair enough. Then I will. I will ask. I will ask her for basically that missing uh link to whether or not I can trust this.
About a week ago, your commanding officer came to you in uh, late in the evening after dealing with a scrupulous shop owner where your current posting is at. At first, you were potentially worried that she might have fallen victim to him, but it was clear that she decided to throw her food at her along with her food at him along with the drink and stormed out of the place, ruining a deal that was vital for Deep Space Nine for a case of stem bolts.
Okay. Uh, in that case, um, you know what? Why not? Arif will nod, and oh, why not? A fate in his own hands. He'll jab the hypo spray in his neck, and after the hiss, he'll look at her and say, I really don't want to wake up with the divorce."
I will stay until you awake to make sure you're okay. I will need to monitor your vitals during the transfer anyway. You may want to lie down, um, and you will have a bit of a headache afterwards when you wake up. I do apologize on it.
Um, I will. Unfortunately, for a moment, Arif will wish that this room was just a little bit cleaner, but he'll take the bed and lie down and basically start counting backwards from 10 in his head.
Uh, you fall asleep, and the next minute you kind of notice you wake up with a headache and slightly dizzy. And she pulls out a med kit and injects another hypo inside of your neck and goes, "It should help alleviate the pain."
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Do I presently have a flood of new memories?
No, like Jim,
Oh,
nothing yet.
It doesn't seem like your concoction had much of an effect. I seem to be remembering nothing new.
it takes a while for the engrams to form in your brain.
Ah.
Um,
So,
you will potentially start experiencing some flashbacks or a sense of deja vu uh, at different times.
well, you've been around as long as I have, and deja vu is pretty much a constant companion.
I would advise not to, or to avoid changing the timeline.
Um, well, that came out of left field. I was expecting like wait now or before going swimming. Well, what should I do in order to not change the timeline?
Continue to act as you would normally do. If anything comes to you, just do what you normally may have done in, well, to me, the past, but to you, this present.
So, be me, essentially.
Yes. I will
Well,
see you
that's a
later
pretty
tonight.
easy instruction.
Sorry.
Oh, second date?
Something like that. You'll know when and where.
Well, okay. I
She
guess
kind of
I'm gonna.
the doors. She kind of walks the doors, and the doors like slide open. Take a moment to rest. And she kind of puts a little case down. If you need anything else, there is medical supplies there that will help alleviate the effects.
Excellent. Much obliged. I guess, I suppose I'll be there, but I suppose you already know that.
She just kind of takes a moment to stop. You tell she's like processing it, and then goes, and uh, it was a lovely speech, Lieutenant.
Oh, interesting. I appreciate the knowledge of the rank boost too. Commander Arif does have quite a ring to it. That's okay. It'll be between us. And when I, you know, talk to you in your time, I'll pretend it never happened. I'll be considerate.
By that moment, she walks out.
Oh, well, I'll
Uh,
be shucks.
this goes for everybody. Is there anything you guys wish to do in the meantime? Sort of free roleplay on Earth for a bit. So as some time passes along, as with for everybody who sort of as you're like your head's clear, you kind of get this sixth sense that you need to head to France on Earth very soon. Can you guys hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Like it's a gut feeling. Like you feel the urge to head to France.
I make plans to go to France.
I guess yeah. I guess I'll go to France. Just some
Yeah,
strange
I'll go one more
overwhelming.
time into the
I
ice.
feel compelled to go to
Yes,
France.
you
so
feel
why not?
compelled. Something part of you
There's
like
nothing wrong with-
you feel compelled. As each one of you kind of go to the terminal, like you kind of like look at there, like it's like it's like okay, France, and then you kind of look, it's like, oh, I need to go to Paris.
Paris it is. Ah, Paris.
Well, we'll always have Paris.
That's
Uh,
right.
Garibaldi, Vogel, as you kind of like we're heading to sort of the transporters for like to go for your destination. Kind of run into each other.
Literally.
Like literally, yeah. You're heading to the transporters, like the transporter transit, and you run into each other. You just feel compelled to go to France, to Paris. It's an itch you're trying to scratch.
That does not sound like something I would do.
Right, I know, but it's the kind of the point.
Hey,
even
Vogel.
if compelled.
The power of friends compels you. The power of friends compels you.
Hey there, Vogel, isn't it?
Oh, hi.
Hey
The
there.
shuttle ride, right?
Yeah, yeah. You rescued me from the Australian Outback. I was a little
You're in the Outback?
loopy. If I said anything weird, I apologize. Apparently, I had a bit of a sunburn.
Yeah, you were in quite bad shape. Wouldn't shut up on the ride, though.
Well, I was just on a Caribbean beach and I was unconscious on the beach too. Unconscious in the
This
sun.
doctor, they're at the Academy Transit area.
Okay.
You're at a different location.
Well, tell me these things. Okay.
Well, it was good to see you again, Lieutenant. Like I said, I appreciate the ride. I'm going to Paris.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna head there myself.
Huh, that's weird. What you headed to Paris for? Vacation? Leave?
I don't know. I just figured I would check out the sites. I've never been.
Huh, yeah, that's that sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe a little. I have no idea why I'm going to Paris, but I'm going. Maybe I'll go to that. Maybe I'll go to that fancy museum they got there. I read about the Versailles Museum, wasn't it? Something like that.
No, I've don't think I've ever heard of it.
Huh. Well, it was good running into you again, Lieutenant. Like I said, I apologize for the loopiness. then Garibaldi will wander off towards the public transporters.
Yeah, and Vogel will shrug and head there herself.
The two of you walk in as you head towards Perry. You kind of notice you got the two of you are walking in sort of the same direction.
Is this when we're in Paris or before?
When you're in Paris, both of you exit the transit teleporters and you start walking down one of the streets, and it's dark here. The lights are out. The nightlife is kind of booming a little bit. And you start going down to more of a more secluded area, and the two of you are kind of walking the same general direction.
Oh, promise I'm not following you. I paid attention during that class.
Oh, huh? Were you able to go to your museum?
I
Oh, wait, never mind. This is when we first get there. Sorry.
yeah, get there eventually. I just thought I would go this way.
Yeah, I thought I would head to the eastern part of the city too.
This is really weird. What are the odds that both of us end up going to Paris and then get to Paris, wander in the same direction, and do you have any idea why you're here?
I I I don't know. I've never had any desire to come to Paris.
Me neither.
I mean, I have a lot more cities on my list than coming here. You'd think I'd choose one of those.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, French food, it didn't sit right with me. Now Italy, on the other hand, I like their food. I don't know why I would come. This is just peculiar.
And Vogel will kind of like play with her hair a little bit, scratch her head. Yeah, it's the weirdest feeling. I don't feel like I should leave either. I feel like I should continue on.
Not a big believer in coincidences. Maybe we should maybe we should stick together. It's either
Uh,
that or I don't know, maybe we should calm one of our instructors.
You hear sort of the busy nightlife as you're walking down. You see two Starfleet officers in front of you, and you feel like this area, like this location, feels very familiar to you. Like this is where you're supposed to be at.
I think we're here. I know, weirdest sense of deja vu.
yeah, it seems oddly familiar, but I've never been in this city.
Me neither. And I can quote you all the all the psych studies that tell you that say deja vu is not really a thing. Not really. It's actually your psyche processing information that took in too quickly. This is just weird.
I'll have to take your word for it. I haven't taken too many psychology classes.
Yeah, that's my major. Yeah, well, I thought about being an engineer at one point, but then I failed basic engineering twice. Figured social science was better, for more my speed. Shall we go in and see what the heck it is we're doing here?
Yeah, we should probably try to figure out what's going on.
Uh,
Or maybe we're just going crazy.
Well, if it gets any weirder, we'll just if it gets any weirder, maybe we should do that. We should call back to Starfleet Academy. But
uh,
let's at least play this out at least a little more.
the four of you kind of, stop, head it like Garibaldi, Vogel. You kind of stop the two other Starfleet officers in front of you. Arif, Dr. Mountain, you see two cadets in front of you, and to all of you get a feeling that, in a sense, that you actually know each other, at least on some level.
Hey, Vogel, you see that lieutenant over there? You ever met him?
He just did the speech.
Oh yeah, I tried to shut that out. I mean, it wasn't the most boring speech in the world, but
I mean, I had a headache all morning, so I wasn't paying too much attention either.
sounds familiar. I had a monster headache on the shuttle back from Australia.
Is that what that was?
All right.
I guess I did have something similar. What's going on?
Beats me. Who's that? Looks like he's from Starfleet Medical. Who's that guy with that lieutenant from this morning? He looks familiar too, but I can't place him.
Yeah, I feel like I should know his name.
That's how are you today?
Oh. Am I feeling like it's important into the spot? Please.
You guys all see each other. You all look. You get this sense feeling that there's a level of familiarity beyond just the quick glance.
Lieutenant.
Wait, were you guys in the Caribbean recently? I thought I saw you guys or something.
Yeah, no.
You sure it wasn't Aruba, not Australia?
Yes, Doctor. There seems to be something else at work here.
Yeah.
Cadets?
Lieutenant? Hey.
Well, why doesn't everybody get behind me? Doctor, you take the back position. For some reason, I have a feeling that we'll be wanting to enter this building.
After you, sir.
Sir, do you know what's
Lieutenant.
going on?
Not really, Cadet, but perhaps a little more than you do. Either way,
I'm Dr.
come on,
Mountain
behind me.
by name. You what brought you here? Right? France. I was just thinking of France.
Doctor, my name is Arif. It's a pleasure to meet you. What brought me here is most likely the same thing that brought all of us here.
What would that be?
The vague notion of desire.
That's a vague answer, so that's fair enough.
I hope your stay along the beach was pleasant, however.
Other than a bout of unconsciousness, and I'm not even sure how to describe it, but I met somebody, but then the building wasn't there. I don't know, something weird.
Unconsciousness.
Yeah, I was on the beach, and I found somebody, another woman. I don't remember her name. She didn't say her name, but she was unconscious on the beach, and I walked her to her apartment or abode or whatever, and then I woke up on the beach unconscious, and a nurse found me, and she brought me and helped me back home, and yeah, it was weird.
I had a bit of unconsciousness myself. My roommate found me still in the mess hall at Starfleet Academy.
That's all.
Apparently, I passed out and slept there all night.
You don't have a peanut allergy, do you?
No.
Okay.
Now, see, that's weird. Because, see, I passed out on the beach in Australia. Or at least that's what the cadet I was with said. I feared it was heat stroke. That's what she told me. But when I did my own medical scan, everything showed heat extract, a little dehydration, malnutrition to be expected from survival training. But the headache, my tricorder wouldn't show me really, and it wouldn't give me any real information on it.
You said after meeting a cadet? Do you know who it was?
It was the same. It was the one who was sitting next to me on the shuttle.
You know, I think I passed out after meeting Cadet Beckett in the mess hall.
Beckett? Doesn't sound familiar. Lieutenant, did you have something similar happen to you?
God, not that I can recall recently, but do you think there's a chance that it was the same cadet, or it just happened to be happenstance that you both ended up falling ill at or near the academy?
It's hard to say at this point. Can't really rule anything out. I mean, look at where we're at. None of us really know why we're here.
Same strange
No,
symptoms
that's
after
certainly.
being the same cadet.
Can't be a coincidence, though.
Well, why don't you all describe the cadet that you saw, and maybe if the descriptions match, you know you're onto something.
All
And,
right.
Well, unless they're using transporters to get back and forth from where are different locations, I can't imagine that ours would be necessarily the same person.
but Vogel will go on to describe the person in question.
Oh, sure.
Garibaldi will describe her too.
Yeah, I don't know if the GM wants us to make rolls or anything.
I have perfect clarity.
No. All of you seen her, at least 3 of you seen her token.
Yep.
Short blonde hair. Early 20s.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you wanted us to make rolls to see if we recognize the features from the other descriptions.
It just depends on how detailed you want to get. Like, if you want to go like full blown detail, then yes, there'll be a roll. But
well, I mean, I think that's what we're saying. I think we're trying to describe it in best detail we can.
insight con difficulty 2
for everybody.
Yeah.
Can I use?
I have a 14 in that, so I
medicine?
could probably go first. Yeah, I'll use a momentum. Oh, never mind.
Or do you get a reroll?
Not for con, no.
Determination or roll
I don't think
stance?
I don't think I have a. The only thing I could think of for a value would be information is keyed overcoming any obstacle for a reroll. That's the only thing I could think applying here.
I'll take it. 'Cause it is, you are trying to hammer out like why you're here. And
Okay.
you could be walking into a trap for all you know, for some reason.
Oh, we definitely are walking into a trap.
It's
Yeah,
a trap.
that's a given.
That's a good reroll right there.
Yeah, I mean I have a 14. It's just that roll was really bad.
Gain a momentum.
Garibaldi will try next. Instead of insight con, can I argue insight security? Since he's trying to describe an individual, like from almost like a security perspective.
Well, Quicks and I already determined that we met the same person by name. I'm trying to see the doctor's description if it matches, or a Reese description of whoever we met.
I think I'm not actually gonna describe it, but by the time the both of you are kind of done describing it, I'll probably just kind of confirm.
Yeah. Really, it's just the
really,
doctor's description. Like, am I drawing the conclusion that the doctor's description is the same as ours?
Okay, this makes fair sense. So, doctor, since if you're the one describing, then give me presence. I will take medicine if you're going for like physical features.
Yeah. Description of the person and conditions and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Difficulty 2.
I'll take a die. Presence medicine.
Yes.
Do I have access to like an imaging system on my pad or anything like that? Allow me to kind of.
No. I'll spend the thread so you don't have it with you.
Yeah. With the difficulty 2?
Yeah, I'm going to send you what they look like.
Oh, right.
But yeah, just through role play, Quicks and I already determined it was the same person we encountered. I'm trying to figure out if it's the same person the other two encountered.
Right. She was lying face down.
I will confirm that it was.
It was kind of weird.
I sent you what she looks like.
Right. So, short blonde hair, young 20s, I guess, blue eyes, fit, narrow face, something like that. That's probably similar.
I'll turn to Quicks. It sounds familiar.
It does sound like her.
Yes.
Yeah, Matches a cadet I've seen recently.
So somehow she was on the beach. Okay. She didn't. She might have been a Starfleet officer. I don't know. She was in a swimsuit.
Well, Starfleet officers do wear uniform. You do wear swimsuits occasionally, don't they? I mean,
Well, yeah, we were
can't
on
wear
leave.
swimsuits
So,
anymore after graduation. I don't know if I want to finish the academy or not.
well, definitely at the appropriate places, a swimsuit. Yeah. But didn't you say, like, how long ago did you see her? Was it today? A few places at once or something.
I don't know. My encounter was
2 times in places at once.
1900, 1930 yesterday.
Well, with our technology, she could easily get to me in the morning. This morning? Was it this morning? Or was it yesterday morning? Yeah.
This morning.
It was this morning, so she was here in San Francisco, you said?
I got it right. Got it right. First time.
Well, I don't know. I mean, we're here. What do you think, LT?
Well, then we best go in. Everyone behind me.
Yeah, right behind you, sir.
And I will open the door.
You open the door. You notice that it looks to be a fairly old bar pub. Probably goes back a long, long time. And you hear all the way in the back a man going and yelling, going, "Sir! Sheeta!" And walks back over to the bar. As someone wearing a Starfleet uniform, a woman wearing a Starfleet uniform that you all easily kind of recognize, and kind of carefully puts the pool stick back up.
Well, I guess there's
Guess
not
that's
else
her.
to do, but what was that?
That's her.
Let's
Yeah,
go have a
that's
conversation with her.
definitely
She
her.
notices all four of you, and she kind of motions to the back.
We will walk blindly into the trap.
I mean, I'm following the lieutenants around me's lead because I'm still a naive cadet.
Go ahead, cadet.
Yeah, I am definitely walking pretty much straight there, but not marching or anything, just walking loosely.
Lieutenant Arif, please have a seat. Garibaldi, Sarah, Dr. Mountain.
She's
Cadet?
She was the one playing pool, right?
Yeah.
I'll just lean up against the table and wait for her to continue.
It seems the memory implants took. Otherwise, you would not be here.
Memory implants? What do you mean? Did you install memory implants into our brains? Is that what you're saying?
In a matter of speaking, yes. However, the memory implants
Matter.
of yours. I am from the future, Doctor. Stardate 56170.5 to be exact.
Wow.
And the memory
You're like-
implants I placed in each and every one of you are of your own from that time period.
You look old for your age.
If I will take that as a compliment, considering of my actual
That's-
age.
Indeed.
And trust me, this is not my normal face. I have you to thank for that, Dr. Mountain. You are a skilled physician.
I sure am. Thank you. What do you mean? Now, were you one of my patients at some point? I would recall that.
Well, not yet. The memory implants take a while to foster.
I mean,
Uh,
you're. Why are you doing this?
It's a matter of life or death for the Federation.
Go on.
A group known as the Jinkari have come back into the past after we defeated them around their homeworld. They have taken pieces of what appears to be a temporal bomb and plan to detonate here on Earth soon.
Dear. What effects will that have on people?
It will cause the complete erasure of the entire human race and of the Federation.
That is not good. I'm just going to start there. Thoughts?
How is any of this possible? Time travel, memory manipulation? This doesn't seem right. This can't be real.
Well, it must be for a number of reasons. One, it's happening, and two, well, you're a cadet, but the universe is alive with possibilities that you might not currently be aware of now.
Yes, time is an experience of its own sort. But if we get erased from history, then none of that would matter. What can we do?
For now, simply just go about and enjoy yourselves. I will contact all of you shortly. It will take some time for your memories to come back to you, which case the situation at hand will become more clear than what I can explain in a short amount of time.
I'm a little confused. If
I'll take any info you have. So, what do you got going on, Cadet?
I don't have any ideas, Doctor, I'm a little confused. If there's something we're supposed to do to uh, take care of these temporal bombs,
We need
why
to.
why compel us to come here now when it's not time for us to do anything?
It is. The memories have been implanted in you now to ensure that they have time to foster before their arrival. They are not here yet.
Memories of what?
The future. Well, your future. My past.
Sure, but why tell us of our future if they're going to change it anyway? I mean, or attempt to.
Or if we're going to remember it.
I cannot do this on my own. And the
Of course
temporal
not.
transporter that beamed me here it was a one-way trip meant for one person.
You're brave.
Would we not be violating the temporal prime directive here?
Well, if they destroy the Federation, that destroys all of history, of which she is the future of. So just for her and her future, we need to do this.
No,
Let
but
alone billions and trillions of others.
But what if this event is supposed to happen?
The destruction of the Federation is supposed to happen.
This event is not supposed to happen.
I mean, there are.
We're here to
Cadet-
ensure that it doesn't happen. Well,
Even if we prevent it, Cadet, be comforted in knowing that there are plenty of universes out there with which it did happen.
I don't find that particularly a comfort, LT.
I hope
Yeah.
you.
Don't our protocols and our directives exist for a reason? Are we not supposed to tamper with the timeline?
We're supposed to untamper the timeline. We're trying to correct it. And you said you were with the temporal command or something?
my mission is to simply preserve the timeline as it should be.
Okay.
And your mission comes from where? Are you a member of Are you a member of the Federation for the future?
Yes, I am Lieutenant Aurora. Currently assigned to Deep Space.
Aurora.
Well, I will be assigned to Deep Space 17 under the command of Captain Kyl and Commander Arif.
Deep Space 17? Isn't that the edge of Federation space?
Currently in this timeline, the station has been, well, currently in this present, the station has been decommissioned and is floating on the edge of Federation space in a system. It will later be reactivated in approximately roughly 8 years from now.
So what can we do for you now? I mean, you said we have to wait, but
Your memories need to take hold and come back to you. Well, come
our
to you.
future
Essentially.
or
Your future memories need to.
so are we currently in our future experiencing our past, or are we in our past and eventually experiencing our future?
You are currently in your present selves, with being transferred memories from your future selves.
Cadets, have you chosen a
Uh,
discipline? Which one? Either of you science based?
I don't understand where you're going with this, Doc.
I'm just wondering if there's a way for us to understand, like, if you're telling us that we have to preserve the timeline, which timeline? And if we're in our past, then is our future selves timeline? Is that what we're trying to remember? Is our future selves proper timeline?
The mission at hand is to preserve the present.
The current
Stop
present.
the Jinkari from detonating their temporal bomb.
Okay. Fair enough.
In a helpful tone, Arif will pop said, had you just come and told us last week, we'd know by now.
We know now.
You would not be here last week.
I'm not LT. I'm not sure I'd have
She
believed.
makes a good point.
I'm not sure I'd have believed Beckett any more last week than I do now. You got any evidence that what you're telling us is true? In other words, convince me I shouldn't go to my to my academy instructors and tell them everything.
Well, for what it's worth, Cadet, I have been given sufficient proof of that. Perhaps
What is that proof? Curiously asking.
that I haven't been involved in my own sending. In this lady's sending.
Okay.
Doctor, are you not a deficient with cybernetics?
Yes. I've been working on that, yeah.
If you will step closer, please.
Excuse me, Lieutenant. Cadet?
And she sort of reaches down into a pocket, pulls out a scalpel, and cuts down her arm, which you would think would look painful, but she just does it with ease. Pulls back, revealing her cybernetic arm. Wipes some of a little bit of blood, and shows your initials on the arm.
Wow, that's graphic. So that is not real arm, I see. I take a closer look. Examine the cybernetics and the flesh and all that kind of stuff for properties.
It's your handiwork.
Wait. You mean they figured out this transition here? Oh my gosh. Or I figured it out? Huh.
You improved my likelihood of passing as more human. I am not human, Doctor. I am an android. And she kind of takes her arm and covers it up.
Here, let me take care of that. Well, at least appear like you were taken care of medically. And I'll do the scanning properly does it have the same effect on the flesh?
Yes.
Fascinating. Here, we can't have you. Here. There you go. That's better. Now, don't do that again, please. But I understand your point.
You said you wanted proof.
I understand that that's what you understood me to say. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's talk for a moment. Lieutenant, cadets. So let us know
Of
when
course.
you need to talk to us.
I will allow myself to be led away.
He's certainly an android.
She walks back over and grabs the pool stick and plays pool.
Well, that's fair, Doc. Is that all?
No, I think we need to. Yeah, let's sit over here. Well, we're all compelled to be here, so I would suggest we take a moment and figure out what we're going to do next. This is pretty shocking information. Does anybody else have any familiarity with time? What's the good word for that? Shenanigans, I guess.
I'm only a second year cadet. We haven't even got till learning about temporal phenomenon yet.
I've had some
But your memories might have them. You are Arif? Cadet Quicks? No, Garibaldi.
Who is this? Who is this Quicks person you're talking about?
Garibaldi. I don't know. Cadet
My name's
Garibaldi.
my name's Kyl.
Cadet Kyl?
Yeah. I don't know any Quicks or
That's
Queeg or
fair.
anything like that.
Anyway, have you had any experience with temporal things yourself? I'm a doctor. I know the effects of chronoton radiation and that type of stuff, but I mean, I'm on my first ship out here, so
Well,
came back to Earth to
I've had
relax.
some experience with it, Doctor. It has its moments, but
Mhm.
it's not the worst thing in the universe.
If we remember it, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's it's outside. I guess that must be an advanced class there, Doc. I'm just a third year medical student.
Oh well, it's
You know, built like that, you might
time.
want to go into security.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, to do a little martial arts for fun, but I like talking to people. At least that's what
Oh,
the other cadet here says I do, right?
can't personally argue with that stance.
So, how many does anybody have any experience with apprehending a bomb holder?
No, but
Repeat, I'm a
there's a first time
third year
for
medical
everything.
student, Doc.
All right then.
I mean, I
Sorry if
dabble.
that doesn't ease any of your concerns, but I mean, I have a feeling we'll get it done, if
I'd
for
rather
no
know
other
now
reason
than
than
try to rely on you if you're inexperienced. All right. Well, we're just gonna have to trust her, I guess. I mean, you can't psychologically examine her because she's an android. We'll win that competition. So, I know you're just cadets, but I see potential in you both, and we wouldn't be here if if you didn't become more than just cadets. So, sure.
If we're taking what she says at face value, of course.
Yeah, I agree.
Didn't I just preface what I just said?
I agree with Cadet Vogel there. How do we know we can trust this person?
Exactly. We can't. We don't. We can't know. We can't know that answer, but we can go with their actions and whatever that may be entail. But so far, she has been aggressive. But
Well, I
she
don't
seemed.
know.
But
If we're gonna follow her instructions, Doc, she said that we need to wait till the memory anagrams catch up from the future catch up to our present.
well, Lieutenant Arif said he was familiar with such matters to some degree. What What do you say? I think about that.
I say just like time itself, Doc, sometimes you have to go with the flow.
The question is, Lieutenant, I mean, wouldn't Starfleet? I mean, I know we're just cadets, but wouldn't Starfleet protocol insist that we report this to the Department of Temporal Investigations?
I thought that was just a rumor.
Um, not. I will say no, Doctor. It's not a rumor, and Cadet are absolutely correct. That being said, I am not going to.
So
And why again?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that, Doc.
Why again? You don't want to seek their advice?
Because if the DTI was supposed to get involved, then the DTI would have been contacted.
If we're a first contact, then they can't have known until we tell them. I don't see anybody else in here.
Well, thing tells me there's a situation here, and I've been around long enough that, well, quite frankly, I'm not too worried about how it'll affect my career. You cadet know that as well. Um, yes, protocol exists, and you should march out of here right now and contact your immediate superior, and in doing so, have them contact the DTI and wait to get debriefed. However, like I said, I'm simply going to see how this ends up, because as I've said, I'm already convinced that future Arif has a part in this, a hand in this, so he knows the protocol just as well as I do.
I don't know. What do you think? What do you think, Vogel? Between you and me, I kind of like this guy.
I mean, I'll see what happens. I mean, if I'll at least give her the benefit of the doubt. If some memory returns, fine, I will see this through to the end. But I will remain cautious.
Well then,
And if it goes
in
bad,
which case
just blame
there's
the lieutenant here. Isn't that right, LT? We just blame you if it goes wrong, right?
well, like they say, that's what happens when you're the senior most officer present, cadet. It's good that you learn that sooner rather than later.
Yes, sir.
And it's smart that you remember that when you are the most senior officer present.
I feel like we've had this discussion before. Nah.
Probably more than once. Youth and
Every day is worth celebrating, you know. But
that is
hopefully we
true.
can
So
keep as many of them possible for other people as well.
well,
So hopefully we can
then
get rid of that thing. Do you
Well,
know how many there are?
well, in that case, Doctor, shall we all link hands and walk towards more tomorrows? Let's see what she needs for us to do.
I don't think that's entirely necessary, but I understand what you mean.
what, Doc? You don't want to hold hands with me? That hurts.
Well. I was a cadet once. Anyway. So let's check out Paris. I don't know. How much time do we have? Aurora, how much time do we have? And what would you think my chances would be if I played a game of pool? that you would win.
If I disable certain subroutines, you would have a decent shot.
How much time do we have before we have to try to save the future of the Federation?
8 years.
Really? That's a long time.
2 weeks.
Less than 8 years.
What can we do to prepare?
If your special memory juice starts working soon, then Doc or
At any time.
Bennett.
I'll pick up a pool cue and break.
I would like all of you to meet back here in 1 week.
Thank you.
By then, some of your memories should come back to you, and I will have more information for you on the Jinkari agents that will be coming. I must gather others, though, to help us.
Oh, all right. I got a big test coming up on Wednesday. Maybe those memories will come back in time for me to ace the test without studying.
Here's to hoping.
Have a good evening, everyone.
Well, compute well.
With that will conclude today's session.